Hello. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do renders. I'm still learning, but really I'm just going to be showing you guys what I know, and you can flourish from there. It's just a foundation. So there are a few programs that you're going to need in order to complete this process. They're all listed in the description box with links to them as well. The first is going to be Ninja Ripper, a program called Oasis, Paint.net. You can use Photoshop or whatever editor that you use. Paint.net is free if you need a free editor. Also GIMP, Blender, Sense4 Studio, and your game. So when you first open Ninja Ripper, it's going to be blank in these three lines here. So the first one's going to be the path to your game. The path to your game, and this one is going to be filled in automatically once you put in the path to your game here. And then you're going to say where you want the textures to be output. I have it going to the same folder, which is my bin folder. And then in the settings, we're only caring about the all key, so I have it as F10. If you're following along, you might want to keep it at F10. Because if you said something else and I say press F10 and you forgot that you changed it, it's not going to work for you. So just leave it at F10 or put it at F10 if it's not already. Then check save shaders, and then OK. My game's already open, so I'm going to press OK. And then you're going to change this one. It's going to be on Intruder Inject. You're going to change it to D3 D9 Wrapper. If you forget to do that, it will alert you, so you won't have to worry about making any mistakes here. Then once that's complete, you're going to press run, and it's going to open your game. So I'm already in game, and this is the sim that I want. I'm not at the level that I can recreate her face really in Blender. So pretty much all I care about in the game is getting the look together, and then getting the texture, and then in Blender I'll create a whole new face. If I'm lucky, I can get her face down right, but I don't mind creating a new sim in Blender. So once you get everything set up for your sim, their clothing, everything, you're going to press F10, and you'll know that F10 worked because the game will freeze while it's grabbing the texture. And then from here you can close your game, or you can leave it open just so you can refer back to it for what you have your sim wearing. So now after we've got that down, we're going to go to the program Oasis. And you're going to navigate to where you said here to output. You're going to navigate to that. So mine is here in a folder called Ninja Ripper in the bin, and you're going to choose the time. It's already there, it's already selected. So there's only 3 textures that we care about here. Sometimes, or usually, because I've set up a whole new desktop here just for my She Speaks Simlish videos and things like that, so some things might be different. But what I'm used to seeing is a list of meshes as well as the textures, but here I'm just seeing the textures. So if you see meshes along with this, that's perfectly normal. If you see it like that, it's perfectly fine. I can't say it's perfectly normal because I don't know if it is, but it's fine. Because we only care about the textures anyway, and there's only 3 of them out of this list that we need. So we're going to start with 9, 10, and 11. So it might be off. I have had it where it started at 10 and went all the way to 12, so just make sure you're choosing the right textures. So starting with 9, right click export, and then we're going to choose the path to export to. And I have already gone through this, and I've had some issues with recording, so I already have my texture saved. So you're going to save it to whatever you want. So this first one I saved as T1, so I would type T1 here and then save it. I'm not going to press that, so pretend I press save. Then you're going to go to PNG. You know what, let me go ahead and do it. T1, save, and then you're gonna put PNG here, export, okay, and then close. Then you're gonna do the same for 10. I'm gonna name this T2, PNG, export, okay, close, and last 11, export, T3, save, PNG, export, okay, close, and we're done with this program. Now you're going to open your editor, and I'm going to open paint.net. So if you use paint.net, you can just follow along. If you use Photoshop, it might be different, but it could be the same. So we're going to do Control-C to say to copy this. We're going to go to the skin tone, add a new layer, Control-V to paste, layer properties at the bottom there. I choose overlay, and okay. The same for this one. We're going to copy, Control-C, go back to this layer, this image, add a new layer, Control-V to paste. Then we're going to flatten, Control-Shift-F, and then save it, Control-Shift-S, but that's going to stop my recording, so I'm just going to go to the top and do Save As, and then call it Texture, which I already have, right? So save, it already exists, yes, I'll replace it. And then press OK, and we're done here. Now what we have to do is extract everything, or export all the meshes for the clothes that your sim is wearing. Makeup is excluded because it's not a mesh, so it's already on the skin of your sim, but like necklace, shirt, shorts, all that need to be exported. Socks, no, I don't think, unless, you know, see like how it's like it's painted on, so I don't have to worry about exporting anything like that. Okay, so Sims 4 Studio. If you have game items on your sim, you would go to cast, choose the item that the sim is wearing, next, save it as a package, as whatever, then click save. And then it's going to save a package and then open up in Sims 4 Studio. So if you're going that route, pause right here. If you have custom content, you're going to follow this route. You're going to go to My Projects, and I'm going to go to my desktop. Okay, we're going to start with the hair. Pretty sure it's this one. You don't have to get the colors or anything right. You're just gonna export it. So okay, so when I told you guys to pause, jump back in here. So we're gonna go to mesh, doesn't matter the color, just start on black, export. And I'm going to save this on the documents, so I'm just gonna save it as hair. Depending on the size, it might take a while, so I'll probably go through and export a couple of things and then come back on the last one. So I have exported the shorts, the earrings, the hair, the necklace, the top, and the last is the shoes. Alright, so now it's going to open up, I start with the top. It's going to open up in Blender. I need these anymore. I don't need the game anymore. And that. so now we have it in Blender. First step is to expand rig and delete bottom, feet, head, teeth, and top. We're going to delete them all. Delete, right click, delete, right click, delete, right click, delete, right click, delete. Then we're going to go here to the bottom on the left hand side and choose diffuse map. So it's going to show the texture of the shirt. Then we're going to go to image, replace image, and we're going to replace it with our the texture that we made. So we're going to navigate to where that is. Actually, I can just copy it from here. And I named it texture. So see, it replaced it with our texture. So let me do Control Z. It was originally that. You do Control Alt Z to show a history, right? So Control Alt Z. We replaced the image and got this. So we're going to save it. Now, on a story that I watched, they actually saved and closed and then went into each of them and went into each of the meshes and then made changes and then came back and appended it. So what we're going to do is a shortcut and just append them and do the textures as well. So now that that's the top is done, we're going to append the bottom. So I click on bottom, object, and the mesh. Double click the mesh. We have it here. So it brought in a rig.001. We're going to delete that. And then we're going to click on the mesh layer here. We're going to go here to, I believe this is, material tab. We're going to delete, or we could delete it, or we could just replace it here. So we're going to click this button here, then choose diffuse map to replace it with what's here in our texture. Now we're going to keep going. So append, go back up, we're going to do our earrings. And we're going to go click, we delete the rig here. We should only have this rig. Any rig that's appended, just delete it. Then we're going to replace the texture again. So we're in material, replace the material, diffuse map, since the texture was still the same. I didn't see a change here. Next, append hair. And then for this one, you have to know which one it is. Since I made the hair, it's on 3. But these are hat chops you don't care about. So you just need to get the layer that has the full hair, right? And then delete the rig, replace it, the material, and keep going. Append necklace. You're going to choose it here. Oh, sorry, delete the rig, select it here, change the material to diffuse map. And last one I believe are the shoes. Delete the rig, select the shoes, change it to diffuse map. Done. Now, she doesn't have a face. That's because we're going to pose her, and I found it easier to use the face of the rig that you're going to append this body to. So we're going to go back into Sims 4 Studio. I should have left that open. It's okay. Actually, let's save this. You can save as something else, but I'm just going to save it all on the same thing. Now in Sims 4 Studio, we're going to go to Animation Clip Pack. And then we're going to just name this to something, pack. We're going to go to Clips, and then EA Clip, Then choose what you're rendering. So I'm doing an adult female. Export. What this is going to do is give you a whole list of all the animations, all the poses or whatever in game. So for beginning, we're just going to choose, well, really beginning is going to be you doing a simple pose yourself, which would be like, she doesn't have a face really, but we would go here into rig, click the eye, and oh, you don't need that part. So when you click the eye, you're going to get dots on the body. Right click on a dot. So maybe you do that one. Yeah. Do the arrow as well. Right click on a dot and then move it. No. I think because I deleted I deleted portions of the rig, so it's probably not gonna work. Oh wait, look, it is working. Why didn't this one go? However, you can create your own poses, but just know that since we deleted, you know, parts of the rig, you probably wouldn't want to do that if you're gonna do your own poses. But for the sake of this tutorial, we're going to take a pose from the game. So just ignore this whole little spiel. So let's go back. So this is the whole list of everything that happens in the game. So there's one for bee sting. Well, everything is here. So if you're gonna do just a single pose, we're not gonna be messing with animations. We're just gonna do a pose. You're gonna do A for adult _ UI, and this is like when you're playing a game and the moods of your sim. So like when they're asleep and all that stuff, the little picture of them in the corner, in the left hand corner, this is what this is. So we're gonna do sorry, I don't know, let's just do silly and then export. I'm gonna say silly on the end, and we're gonna open it in Blender. So we're gonna export her onto this. So do I like this? Well, whatever. Yeah, I like it. So we're gonna go back to our model. We're actually gonna join all these meshes together and save again. So to join, sorry about that, allowed in old car. So we're going to select, so start with this last mesh here, shift click the next, shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click, Control J to join them, and then save, Control S. Now we're going to go to our mesh and we're going to append it. So append, and I saved on top of top object mesh. So I'm going to delete the rig here that was brought in and keep just this original rig, and then this is our sim. So in order to get that sim onto here, we need to append it, but the first thing I'm going to do is put the texture for the head. So click expand rig, find head, material, then change the material to her head, right? And then we're going to, what I've been doing is removing the vertices and stuff for these, because they kind of, like, especially like the feet, when you unpin them, the toes stick out of the shoes. So I'm gonna delete it, because like it looks like the feet are bigger than, however. So we're gonna click the upside down triangle next to bottom, delete vertices. For feet, the same thing, delete vertices, keep the head, keep teeth, and then top, delete vertices. Right? And then what we're going to do is click on our mesh that we brought in. Alright, let me get the pose right here. Go back to rig and click on pose. And then there's a pose button right here. Click and put rest position. Rest position is this pose here. Then we're going to click on a mesh the mesh we brought in. Right click on, shift click head, control J to join. Oh, sorry. You have to have this arrow on. So again, click mesh, shift click head, control J to join. And now, if we put her in pose, she'll pose into whatever. Okay, so now you can change the face around how you like. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna click I and the arrow. I'm gonna mess around with her face a little bit. What I did here was click pose just so I can get into the edit kind of post editing mode. So if you right click on something, you can S to scale it, G to move it, R rotates it. So I'm going to make her nose bigger, so G to move it, G on the edge of this to move it, and then I'm going to scale this to make that a little bit buttony. I'm going to make her lips thicker. I made her head big. That. I think I want the bottom lip a little bit smaller, and then it's not too bad. Want her eyebrow longer. Which one is it? This is a terrible pose. They're so goofy looking. Whatever. Ouch. I think that's all I'm doing. And then I'm gonna make her body bigger. So we can go into sculpt. So we're gonna click head because that's for the body. Sculpt, grab, oh, my dog just moved me. I wish there was like a way to like keep it steady. sure y'all are gonna be a bit better than me at this. But we're just gonna say that's how I want it to look. Okay, so with that done, now you can view it. I'm gonna go here to the top to UV editing. Then you're gonna say, let me go back. Default, the camera, eye, and the arrow, and then you're gonna find out where the camera is, all over here. So if you press 0, this is what the camera sees. So we need to fix that. So I'm gonna rotate. I'm gonna bring the camera to where I want. How I want the pose. And then what we're gonna do too is change the size. I go for, I'll click the camera here, dimensions 3000. I wanted her whole body, but for I'm gonna get multiple shots of her. It's just back and forth, back and forth. I don't want it to be that far away, so I guess she's gonna be cut off. Which is fine. That's fine. Okay, and also in this same photography section, go to shading, change alpha to transparent, so that when you render it, the background will be transparent, and you can put it in your editor and put whatever background color you want and all that stuff. So I'm going to go to UV editing, render image. So that's done. Let me go back. I want to see if I can get her lips a little bit softer. So, let's see if I can do that. Probably shouldn't show these pose. satisfied, I'm gonna go to image, save as image, and then I'll call it cheat. And save. And then I kind of want to get her whole body, so let's see. Let's see how I can do it. Oh, and also I wanted to see if I can get the teeth. Maybe I can change the texture on it. If it will change. Yeah. So just like in The Sims, there's clipping. Let's see. And then let's see if I can get the whole body. Okay, now I'm gonna go back into Paint.net and open those two. So when you saved it with transparent, it's just this image, so I can move it around and put it. So what I'll do is just choose a background color. Add a layer. Move it down, paint it. And then do another layer. Lower the opacity because we're going to do a shadow. But I'm not very good at doing the shadows at the bottom because I'm like, well, I just draw some. Let's see. This is all I do. That's it. Okay, and then the same on this side, or let me flatten that. Do the same here, but the difference here is I'm going to put a background shadow. So what I did here was take the magic wand and select, and then increase tolerance until all of the sim is selected. And then I'm going to create another layer, move it down, fill it with black. Then I'm going to move it, then drop it down, flatten. Control Shift S stops my recording, so I'm gonna actually just save it. Save as final 1 and final 2, and then do I have it on the side? No, I don't. Well, that's, I mean, I'm not gonna go too far into editing. But that's it. That's a render. I can do another tutorial on including objects and also using animations instead of just a single pose. So like I did one where the sim was dancing, so I just pause at a good place and then use that paused pose as a render. I could do a tutorial on that, but this was just a basic tutorial to share what I know and then help others make renders also. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'd love to see your renders.